I guess it's time to reveal the plan. So, if you guys weren't aware of what went down Wednesday, we played an NLBC Wednesday this week. I didn't think too much about it until I noticed the content of this tweet. This tweet mentions the results of the online tournament, and as you can see here, I placed third. However, something got me thinking here, and this is the interesting point. NLBC Online Edition number 19. There have been 19 online Street Fighter V NLBC tournaments, and I have been participating since the second NLBC online. The first one was region locked. This means that I have not won 18 NLBC tournaments. I've had my fair share of grand finals appearances, top 3s, top 8s, and busted out before top 8 a few times, but I have not won an NLBC in at max 18 attempts. In 18 attempts, no win. And something went down last NLBC. I have to warn you, the footage you're seeing might be a little graphic. You haven't labbed the punish. Flux never gets away with that on me. You want to come here and press buttons for me, Sanford? Is now the time to give me constructive criticism? Is right now the time? Do you want to come over here, Sanford, and press the buttons for me? Are you in winners finals of NLBC right now, Sanford? Are you in here? Did you enter the tournament? I don't understand. Why wasn't it you in the grand finals or winners finals playing against him then? If you know the punish, why didn't you go there? Is now the time? Is now really the time to tell you I told you so? Isn't it right now? Is right now the time you're going to pick to come to my stream and to tell me, oh, I always beat this guy. Do I need to hear that? Do I need to hear that? Is that what I want to hear right now? Is that what people tell you when you lose in tournament? Is that what people tell you when you lose in tournament, Sanford? That is in reference to this match.
He tried to air and catch,
which you'll see the way it closes out. The interactions he's referring to.
Awkward, but Brian's getting the best of it. Sweep.
Yo, what a sweep.
Into the back throw. No, forward throw. I made the same mistake.
Yo, he's doing a good job empty jumping.
That's a good block.
That's hard to punish in that way.
Yes.
That's hard to punish. Nice overhead.
Went for the low option.
Time to guess again. Gotta spend V gauge. He used all of it. That worked. He didn't throw. Hold the plus frames. Hold the. Oh, what a buffer! That is combo.
Oh my god.
It's really good for Brian. It's really good for Brian.
But he still gotta beware.
It's really good for Brian. It's really good for Brian.
Oh my god. It's good for Brian until he gets hit.
Throw.
Oh, nice what a break. Bro, that's so much great.
Oh! It came down to the last hit. Flux waves. Oh.
This was the round and the set which he referenced. And he said that I don't lab because I don't have the punish. All things considered, regardless of what I said, what Sanford said may have a hint of truth as well. The technology he's referring to, I know, but I don't know well enough. I could have put in the extra little bit of work, and we'll dissect the situations where I could have avoided this entire situation and possibly have claimed my first NLBC victory. With that said, I am presenting the new operation, the new plan. Operation Win NLBC. I'm sick and tired of not winning. All right? Sanford may have inspired the salt, but he's also inspired the fire under my ass to break this shit down. And today, we are taking on Flux Waves. Flux Waves, as you saw in the clip, was beating me up with poison. Now, he actually uses a multitude of characters, but some of these characters overlap with other representatives in NLBC. He's taken me out with poison last week. He's gotten me with Mika before. He has a Minot as well. His style, aggro feel-based, knows when to overextend. He's very different. He's unique. He doesn't always play by the frames, but he uses the frames to get in your head and to mix you up. And we're going to break down the tech that Sanford is referring to, the tech that he claims I have not labbed enough. I'll give him the credit. I don't have it in my muscle memory. I don't have it in the back of my hand. I don't have it ready when I need it to come clutch. If I don't have it ready when I need to come clutch, I don't know it well enough. So we're going to break down the string Sanford's referring to, understand the frame data, and as part of Operation Win NLBC, break down how to beat this character and beat Flux Waves. And this is our first target. We're going down the list I mean, we got a hit list here. I mean, I gotta claim one of these victories. All right, let's check this out. So I had a life lead here. He definitely snuck in some jumps and other things that I just wasn't prepared for. Nerves were kicking in, but there's a very specific string, and this is exactly what Sanford was talking about in regards to not labbing. Fierce, cancel, and to fierce. Fierce, cancel to fierce. We need to understand that inside and out. Now, the next thing that's critical, which I believe happened this round as well, my strategy against Poison generally involves not burning V-Trigger early, because burning V-Trigger against Poison without killing her in the middle of a round is a death sentence. I did not need to activate this V-Trigger. This V-Trigger was a huge mistake. No reason to do this, I just wanted to get some momentum started. But once you do that and you don't immediately win and she has meter, you don't get to play because you're going to have no V-Reversal. The V-Reversal is the key. You need to trade resource for resource. If she has EX bar, you must have V-Meter or else you will be in the mix and you will not get to play. Me burning V-Trigger there was a desperation move and sealed my fate. I may have gotten the lead here, but the fact that he has that meter means at any point it's his turn to play. This is where the gray life adds up. This is the string. V-Reversal knockdown, dash up, medium, medium, EX, heart rate. We need to break that down. That's where he got the party started. That's where the gray life started racking up, and that's where he got me in the checkmate scenario. So now, it's time to lab. The first string I want to break down and understand the counterplay and all the options Poison has is related to the medium punch, EX, heart rate, which as you saw was like the main catalyst for once you got the V-Reversal knockdown, rack up plus frames, rack up gray damage, put me in a guessing scenario for game. So medium punch, +7 on hit. Let's play around a little bit just to get familiar with the frame data situation. This is +3 on block, +3 on block. So let's see how this works out. So if I press 3 frame, easy counter hit. Armor. Let me make sure that string is airtight. Alright, so now another common string that players do from medium punch is medium punch to medium kick. So this is a common string from a distance. Beats 4 frames, loses the 3 frame. However, usually it's done like out here, and they'll cancel into EX heart rate or something. So it's a range thing. Let's break down these strings. I want to see what options she has to beat 3 frames. That loses a 3 frame, beats 4 frames. Same idea as the standing medium kick. Okay, what else can she do? Let's just play around for a little bit. That seems to probably be the check, but they barely do that. I mean, that's going to blow up whatever you do, right? This is very tight, but that's not a very common string. Big gap, but look at the range. Look at the hurt box retraction. At a distance is where they'll do it usually. There's really not much reason to not backdash at this distance, though, it feels like. Okay, good to know. All right, let's start breaking down the main culprit and go right into it. We're exploring some counter options. This string is the stuff of nightmares. However, like we demonstrated, I can try to risk it after the medium punch. Just got to work on the timing on that. I can do that if I want out. Now what happens if I block both? The medium punch itself to the EX heart rate is a string. So nothing we can do about that. Once the first medium punch goes, you can't do anything about the second medium punch cancel. That means we have to make a decision between the first and the second medium punch. So as we already said, this is an option. You can do EX upper. Other option is backdash. And this is where Sanford was giving me shit. Because he told me he mentioned how to punish the string, and he said I didn't lab it. The truth of the matter is I did lab it, but I didn't lab it enough. He has a point. Check it out. You notice something weird about that? Normally, when you do EX heart rate, 1-2 hits. 2 hits, right? Now, if I backdash it, only 1 hit. You avoid the first hit, which means you can interrupt. There's a gap. There's a big gap. This is pretty valuable. A lot of these strings that I was showing, like, you kind of get airborne on a lot of them, or you just avoid whatever's going on. If I recognize the standing medium punch in time, you go airborne on a lot of these. And if I see that, I can punish. right? Like, you're sacrificing life, but you can get punishes. So this was the string that Sanford was referring to. And if we go back to this interaction, the reversal, medium, I could have backdashed there and punished that easily, gotten all the corner carry. If she doesn't do EX heart rate, you're in the same situation as before. Yeah, of course, there's counterplay. Like Adam is saying, if I backdash and she just does medium, he can just do fierce. I mean, you might just get hit airborne, and then you're just in the pressure again. It's not a one-size-fits-all answer, but it is at least the layer 1 response. It's the layer 1 response that gets the poison player to think twice about just autopiloting the string. Without that, she just has free reign to pressure you. All right, next thing to understand, I need to figure out a bit more about the whip cancels. I don't even know how this works. Just learning the motion here. Let's see what this is at best. At best, I'm +2. Now here's where this gets you killed. You think, oh, I'm +2, right? And you say, oh, I'm at advantage. But look at the range. Look at the range where she can control with this. Sure, if you can reach easily with jab, you're all good. You have no reason to not mash your button there, but you have to guess on the fly your spacing. So at this distance, I can't do a button. Even worse is this distance. This is where it's the worst, where your jab barely whiffs. That's where you die. You die here. You die trying to challenge there. So this is the fastest move she could possibly do after doing a whip cancel. That's it right there. Yep, looks good. Looks good. Okay. So you just have to have the spacing memorized. What can she really do? What can she really do if I challenge with crouching medium punch? So I don't want to use jabs because jabs will whiff, and when your jab whiffs on this string, you die. That's how I lost the tournament. Let me clarify that again. Mix. Okay, look at this. Fierce. So that's how I lost. I pressed jab there thinking I could challenge in time, but her hurt box disappears whenever she does that string. Let's test out fierce to fierce. Huge gap. Let's take some notes real quick. Poison notes. All right, chat. What did we learn? Backdash, air reset, crouch fierce punch, punish. If you're close. Or you can do backdash, air reset, crouching MP, punish. Standing fierce punch, whiff cancel. I think the lesson learned is always use crouching strong to challenge, if not point blank or too far. If far, always use standing fierce punch to challenge. This will beat standing fierce punch, XX, whip cancel, standing fierce punch. Good notes. Good notes. Operation when NLBC is in full effect. Now, let's test something else here. How does this mechanic work? Is it like almost analog, or is there a discrete amount of spaces I can move before I can release the whip? Seems to be pretty much anywhere. Okay, let's test this out. Block string? Block string. Block string. What is this on block? -6 on block. Oh, that gives even more reason for me to just mash this, right? Because at this distance, I'll probably beat whatever button she presses again, right? But it also is a natural punish to the uncanceled fierce punch. So let's see here. If I add a tiny gap here. Tiny bit of a gap there. If there's no cancels, it's an OS, right? Now I'm gonna get punished. That's obviously going to work. No reason to test that. Let's get point blank. That's hitting on frame 3. Ah, there's a natural delay with that one. I didn't realize. Frame trap. Okay, this beats the medium. Loses the 4 frame. Hits on frame 5. I don't know what the minimum amount of delay I can add. Okay. So it's a manually timed frame trap, and it can be tighter than 3 frames. So that's the problem. I can't just autopilot press fierce because the charge whip cancel is going to get you. Damn, there's a lot of shit here. See if I can react to these two recordings. The one where he cancels into the whip, I don't want to press Fierce, but if he does the whip cancel into a raw Fierce, I want to do that one. I want to press Fierce on. Okay. Let's see. That's not easy to react to. I can react with a medium button, but I can't react with Fierce in time. Well, if they do this tactic where they walk away, EX armor is probably going to be both. It's relatively easier if I'm in range. But it's still not very easy. So that's an option if I'm point blank. I should be trying to react to this. Not easy. It's hard. Possible. This is going to take more training. This is just raw grinding. But it's good to know. But if I'm doing it further out, like this distance, that's risky. This to me almost seems like a guess. It's a guess between the whip cancel or it's a guess between the walk back. Like I mentioned earlier, the biggest concept to understand and what I think really cost me this tournament set, chat, was none other than popping V-trigger too soon. I think that was one of the biggest downfalls of this ending. Popping V-trigger too soon is such a mistake. You need the V-bar, and when I pop V-trigger here, it's just a desperation move. Now he's gonna build meter, and if I don't kill him right now, he's gonna be able to force the situation over and over, and I'll have no response. I think those are the main notes we can take away from this. Let's throw in some more backdashes. Let's learn the ranges to challenge on a Fierce Punch. And do not burn V-trigger early. Big mistake. Don't do all that and you win. Easy. Anyways, it's going to be the new series I have. I need to find a way to make this a possibility. All right, that's all for my plan.